Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, General, for being here today. Welcome, and thank you for all you do in your service to our country. I wanted to ask you and chat a little bit about Mefloquine, the anti-malaria drug, with the possibility of sending troops to some countries where malaria is a current problem and a current issue, and knowing that the U.S. and the United Kingdom have now banned Mefloquine. I believe the U.S. is maybe even 6, 7, 8 years ago. Australia and New Zealand are considering it or discussing it, and I'm not sure about other countries. This is a big issue in my constituency, my riding of Dartmouth, Cole Harbour. I've met with veterans that take this very seriously and are very concerned about Mefloquine. Now, I understand it was taken voluntarily by our military members, but with new issues possibly popping up and side effects that perhaps weren't known back in the 90s when we were administering Mefloquine, at least in a larger capacity. Do we have a plan? Is there a plan for our country to discontinue the use of Mefloquine or to ban it? And if so, is there an alternative for when we send troops into countries where malaria is a major issue? You know, I wonder if you could maybe chat a little bit about what we are looking at or considering doing going forward.
Thank you for the question. This is before the Surgeon General right now. If it's an issue that concerns our reservists, our veterans, an issue that is on people's minds, it's certainly on mine. And so it is before the Surgeon General. We will use the scientific approach in this regard. There are alternatives to Mefloquine that have been used on other missions. And I think it would be premature right now to foreshadow the advice that the Surgeon General will give to me before he does so. But I appreciate the question, and it is being looked at as we speak.
Okay, are we currently using just Mefloquine, or are we using different alternatives now, while this is before the Surgeon General, or is this something? Are you able to elaborate a little bit on exactly what the use is right now of Mefloquine?
I don't have the exact details of what we're doing today on various operations. I do know that the use of Mefloquine has. Is less prevalent as it was in the past.
And my understanding was that Mefloquine was the drug of choice because you took it once a week, where there was an alternative that you took every day. Do you know what the name of that alternative is? That slips my mind right now.
Mine too.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's because I took it. I don't know.
Did you take it?
No.
Okay.
But if I could, Mr. Chair, maybe I take this question on notice to give you a more fulsome explanation of where we are at exactly right now. I know, having done operations where I've taken anti-malarials, which was not Mefloquine at the time, each operation is different. The threat vectors through the mosquito population are different. We take a prophylactic approach to protect our forces, no matter where they are. And each approach is different. So I think it's probably best that I offer you on notice a more fulsome explanation of exactly where we are at from a medical perspective, how that prophylaxis works, and when the Surgeon General finishes his work on this and reports to me, we will certainly share that with the Canadian public.
Do you know when that might be, when the Surgeon General might report back?
I don't have a date right now.
Is it imminent, or is it years away?
It is absolutely not years away. Okay. It is, I would say it's imminent.
Somewhere between imminent and years away.
The Surgeon General has an opinion right now on the validity and the use of anti-malarials. And I think it's probably worthwhile that we put that in the take on notice response.